Number 5. There are several ways you can do this one. I will show you the way that I did it. If you have a calculator, that's probably going to be the fastest way. But since my answer choices are in terms of fractions, I'm going to keep my problem in terms of fractions. So you could use a calculator to do this, or you could do it by hand, whichever you prefer. Which of these numbers is closest to the value of the expression 1/6 plus 2/5? So I would need to get a common denominator, and the lowest one I can think of is 30. 6 into 30 is 5, and 1 times 5 is 5. 5 into 30 is 6, and 2 times 6 is 12. And then that would give me a 17 over 30. And that won't reduce. So it's not a matter of reducing it and getting the smallest fraction that matches. You could think, let me draw a circle since I'm thinking, that 15/30 would be equivalent to a half, or 0.5. So 17/30 would be slightly more than a half. Or slightly more than 0.5, or 0.50. So if I look at my choices and I think about them in terms of decimals, I know that 2/5 is 40%, or 0.40. 3/7 I would need to put in my calculator, and I would get approximately 0.42. 3/5 is about 60%. It's not about, it is exactly, 60%. 5/8 is exactly 0.625. And 2/3 is approximately 0.67, because it doesn't terminate. So you have to round that one. So which of these is closest to the answer we're looking for, to the 0.5? Well, it would be one of these two. So even if I had to take a guess, I would guess one of these. If you want to be even more sure, with a calculator, take 17 and divide it by 30, and you will get 0.56 repeating. And with that in mind, this is the closest one. If you have a calculator, this one is not too bad. You just figure out the decimal values for each one, and then you can tell that the 0.56 is the nearest to 0.60. But this is not an easy question, especially if you don't really like fractions.